Why don't I believe you?
Today in Judge Karen's court.
We hit it off from the get-go. She's been my best friend ever since.
He called me on the phone. I have a warrant. I need to get bailed out.
24 years old, you've already had 3 DUIs.
I like to have a good time, what can I say?
How did she end up posting your bail?
She just did it out of the kindness of her heart.
That was all a gift.
She's just money hungry. Amanda likes to lie a lot.
That's a lie.
I don't care what he said you were to him. He was never a friend to you. I promised to pay her back.
I was intoxicated when I signed that.
Well, surprise! Is there ever a time when you're not intoxicated?
Real judge. Real drama. Real justice. And now, you're about to enter Judge Karen's court. Plaintiff Amanda Whitney is suing her former best friend for the return of thousands of dollars in loans. Amanda claims she loaned the defendant money for almost everything, from a car to jail to hair care, and she's furious he's refusing to pay her back. Defendant Bernardo Delgado says he doesn't owe Amanda any money. He claims that she offered to help him out time and time again without any expectation of payback. He says he would have been a fool to have refused her generosity.
All right, Miss Whitney, you are suing Mr. Delgado for clothing loans, jail-related loans, utility loans, and a car-related loan. And your position, Mr. Delgado, is that you don't owe this lady anything?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your relationship with him, ma'am?
We were former friends and roommates.
Okay. Is that true? You were
Yes.
just friends and roommates?
Yes.
When did you become friends?
About 2004,
Okay.
we were introduced through a mutual friend, and we hit it off from the get-go. She's been my best friend ever since.
Okay. Did you consider him your best friend too, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. So how is it that you started loaning him money? I see jail-related loans. What's that about?
He had been incarcerated
Right.
3 times for 3 different DUIs. So, like, it was a difference. Like, I bailed him out, like, when he was incarcerated, like, 1 time. And
How old were you when you got your first DUI?
I was 19.
19 years old. And you bailed him out?
No, not at 19.
What happened to that first DUI case you had at 19 years old? Well, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
You're 24. So at 19, you had your first DUI case. What was that DUI about?
It basically got deferred, so I had to go into treatment and...
DUI school?
Yes.
Okay. Did you attend the MAD meetings, Mothers Against Drunk Driving? Did you have to go to any of those meetings?
Yeah, the
Okay.
impact panel.
Impact panel? So you went through the whole diversionary process and then you get a second DUI.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got your second DUI?
I believe I was 22.
22 years old. And what was that? What happened in that DUI?
It was actually with Amanda. We were at a party and our DD got intoxicated.
Well, did you get intoxicated too?
I was, yes.
Okay, and so you got another DUI.
Well, I sobered up because our DD got drunk, so I sobered up so I can drive everybody home safely, and I still got a DUI that
You were the
night.
designated driver. So did you blow or did you refuse?
I blew.
You blew, and so what did you blow?
0.16.
You weren't sober enough to drive then?
Yes.
And you were driving with him at that time, ma'am?
I was the passenger, yeah.
And you understand then that this now was his second DUI?
Yes.
And he was in jail? He went to jail?
Yeah, that night, and then his family bailed him out, and then he was out.
Okay,
after
so that's the
he
second
didn't go to
DUI.
jail right away.
This
for
is
that.
we still haven't gotten to the jail loan you made him.
No.
So then what about the third DUI?
I was 23 years old, and it happened on April of 2008, I believe.
Okay, and how did that DUI happen?
That I was drinking and driving. There's no way to explain it. I went out to the bar and I shouldn't have been driving, and I got arrested.
Right. So when are you going to learn?
Lesson learned. I'm not doing that anymore.
I don't believe you for 1 minute that you have learned your lesson. And when I see somebody your age, 24 years old, and you've already had 3 DUIs, I don't think it's over for you. I think it's just beginning for you. And maybe it won't end until you kill somebody. Have you ever had an accident?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody involved in that accident, or was it just a 1-car accident with you?
No, it was actually my first DUI that I got in an accident.
And who was in the car in that accident?
Just myself.
And what about the other driver?
There was a mom and a few kids.
A mom and how many kids?
2 kids.
And 2 kids. Nobody was injured that time?
No, nobody.
Well, you know what? You keep doing what you're doing, it's just a matter of time. So tell me, which one of these jail sentences did you bail him out of jail on?
He was incarcerated for his first DUI, and while he was incarcerated, there were different counties from the DUIs. He got a warrant because he didn't go to a court hearing for his other county, but they weren't communicating with each other.
Right.
So Yakima County issued a warrant for him, and so with him having a warrant while he was incarcerated, he wasn't going to be able to be released from his King County charges that he was serving.
Right.
So he asked me, he called me on the phone and he was like, I have a warrant, I need to get bailed out, my family can't do it, is there any way you can help me out and I'll pay you back? And I was like,
Did
okay.
you tell her that?
No.
Okay, so how did she end up posting your bail?
She just did it out of the kindness of her heart.
Out of the how did she find out that you had this warrant?
Because we were talking on the phone
So
while I
you
was in
called her
jail.
on the phone, right?
Yes.
But you're saying that nowhere in that conversation did you ask the plaintiff to please help get me out?
No.
You just said, you know, this is my plight, and she said?
She offered to help. I didn't ask for it.
That's a lie.
Okay, so he says that you just offered out of the kindness of your heart. Let me ask this question. Had she ever before offered you anything out of the kindness of her heart?
Yeah.
Like what?
Taking me out to go see a movie.
Well, how much does a movie cost?
Like
$8, $9.
Yeah.
What else out of the kindness of her heart? How much was this bail?
$500.
$500. Had she ever before offered $500 to you for
No.
anything? What about $100?
No, not that I can recall.
Okay, so this was the very first time that she just offered out of the blue to give you $500.
Yes.
When Judge Karen's court continues.
I promise to pay her back when I get a job. Who wrote this?
I wrote it.
And who signed it?
I was intoxicated when I signed that.
How much had you drank?
Like 3 double vodka Red Bulls.
But isn't that like nothing to an alcoholic?
We're back in session with Judge Karen as Amanda Whitney sues her former best friend for failing to pay back loans.
So you're suing him for $1,071 in jail-related items. What other items were there other than the bail money?
The money that I put on his books for commissary, like while you're in jail, you can buy things,
Right.
you know, snacks of that nature. And
So you
his-
put another $500+ on his books?
during the 3 different jail stints.
Right. Is that true?
No.
She
I
never
mean,
put any money on your books.
She put some money on there, but it wasn't like $500.
How much did she put on your books?
All I can remember is like 30 here, 20 there, like little things. It
Right,
wasn't,
well, okay, but how much do you think she put on your books?
I would say around $100. tops.
$100. And was anybody else for those 3 months putting money on your books?
Yeah, my
Who
family
else was putting money on your books?
My sister, brother, mom.
Do you have any proof that you put $500 on his books?
Like I have receipts for all the like money orders and everything like that I gave to the jail, but
Okay.
I don't think that they total $500.
What do they
no.
total? Approximately.
I think like $200.
About $200. Okay, and then what is this hygiene and clothes loans?
So while he was out of jail the first time,
Right.
he did 4 months of house arrest, and we were still living together. We were roommates the whole time while he was in jail, while he was out of jail. And the 4 months that he was on house arrest, he didn't have a job, he wasn't working, and I paid for everything. He would ask me for anything, like I paid all the household bills,
Right.
shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, anything.
Why were you
clothes.
paying for all this stuff for this? Is he your boyfriend?
No, we were just like best friends. Like he
Right.
was really like a brother to me,
Right.
you know.
Say
And like
something?
I'm like the type of person that like if I have the means and you're my friend and you're a little down and out, like I'm gonna help you out if I can help
But where
you out.
does it turn from helping to a loan?
It was all alone. Like it wasn't just like
Well,
helping.
if it's
like,
my friend, I just can't see if I need shampoo. My friend is going to charge me for the shampoo.
well, no, that's the thing. Like it started with the bail
Right.
in October, and
Right.
then when he got out later in October, at the end of October, and
Right.
he was out for the 4 months, he was gonna get a job and he was gonna start paying me back for
So
the bail.
he told
but
you
didn't get a job.
everything that you buy me, from shampoo to popcorn to movie tickets, I'm going to give it back to you.
Yes, it was all alone. He's like, I'm gonna pay you back. Just add it to my tab. That's all he would say. Just add it to my tab.
What do you want to tell me about that?
This is ridiculous. I mean, who goes and says, buy me shampoo and I'll pay you back? It's like, saying buy me a sandwich, I'm gonna pay you
Yeah, but she's got $3,392 of buy me, buy me, buy me.
Amanda likes to lie a lot. She likes to weave
Well,
a
what is
tangled
she
web
lying
of
about
lies.
here? This is your best friend that you just said is a liar. What is she lying about here?
She lies about everything. She lies about...
So all these things that she said she bought for you that total $641 for your personal hygiene,
Yes.
that was all a gift.
Yes.
The utility bills that she paid in the apartment that you two shared together that you were responsible for half of
Yeah.
was a gift?
Yeah.
Why would that be a gift?
She was just helping a friend out. Like, if I'm gonna help you out, I'm not gonna ask for
before you
cent by
lost
cent
your
receipt.
job, was the understanding that we're gonna split the bills? You know, before you lost your job because you went to jail 3 times for DUI.
Yeah.
It was that we're gonna split the bills. But all of a sudden now I'm just paying all the bills? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, she was just helping me out.
Let me try to understand this. Even if she were doing all this stuff for me, is my friend, you don't feel you don't owe her back anything?
No, not the way she's going about it.
Well, what way should she have gone about it? I understand that you've been asking him for this money, right?
She's just money hungry. What am I supposed to do?
Well, you
about
were
something
money
like
hungry
this?
for $3,392 when you didn't have a job.
I wasn't asking for it. Like, give me money, give me $500.
Okay, well, who was going to buy you shampoo and toilet paper if it wasn't her?
Probably my mom would have got it to her, but she.
So you
she beat her
just
to
were
the punch.
accepting all these gifts
Yeah.
just because she was so sweet and so nice, and you feel no obligation.
Yeah.
If it were my best friend, having spent that kind of money, there's no way I could look at my best friend and say, oh, you did it out of the kindness of your heart. He was never a friend to you. I don't care what he said you were to him, which is probably a lie. He was never a friend to you. To look at you after doing all these things, getting him out of jail, putting money, whatever amount it was, on his commissary, buying him toilet paper and shampoo, paying for him to go to the movies, and him saying, oh, well, you did it because you were kind. That's not a friend. And you really need to assess who your friends are in life before you start dishing out money to them.
When Judge Karen's court returns,
Do you have anything in writing that he ever signed saying he would give you back the money? I, Bernardo Delgado, owe Amanda Whitney $3,172.26.
I was intoxicated when I signed that.
Well, surprise! Is there ever a time when you're not intoxicated? You may be intoxicated right now for all I know.
we're back in Judge Karen's court with Amanda Whitney, who claims her former BFF took advantage of her hospitality and now owes her thousands of dollars.
Do you have anything in writing that he ever signed saying he would give you back the money?
Yes, I have a promissory
Let me see
note.
what you got.
Do you want me to bring it?
Yeah. I, Bernardo Delgado, owe Amanda Whitney $3,172.26 for monies loaned over a period of time for various things. I promise to pay her back when I get a job and will make payments to her until it has been paid in full. Who wrote this?
I wrote it.
Who wrote in his name?
He did.
And who signed it?
He did.
Is that true?
There's more to that than anything.
Okay, wait, let me show it to you. Show him that. And ask me, is that your name?
Yes, it is my signature.
Oh, that's your signature. Okay,
Can I
but
explain
what?
that? I was intoxicated when I signed that.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay, wait. Well, surprise! Is there ever a time when you're not intoxicated? You may be intoxicated right now for all I know. If this was drug court, I'd have him give you a drug test right now, because who knows? When did you sign it?
Around June.
Okay, under what circumstances? Tell me about the circumstances.
I had just gotten home from the bar. Was hanging out with some friends.
Right. What time did you get home?
It was late, around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
And you had been drinking?
Yeah.
How did you get home?
My friends drove me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not drinking and driving anymore. I'm not drinking and driving. Yeah, my friends drove me home.
Okay.
And when I got home, Amanda had been hassling me for probably half that month. Where's the money? Where's the money?
Right.
Like, just constantly hammering on it. And she, out of the blue, she comes up with this little promissory note.
Let me see your driver's license. Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
They haven't suspended that driver's license yet.
Yes.
Third DUI is a 5-year revocation. Is this a good driver's license?
It's an ID.
Well, it looks to me like you signed it just like you signed your driver's license. The same characteristics.
It looks a little sloppier because
it looks just like you signed your driver's license. And you got nothing to be smiling about on this driver's license because you're dangerous on the road. Okay, so that night that you were out drinking, June the 6th, with your friends, how much had you drank?
A lot.
Like how much is a lot?
Like 3 double vodka Red Bulls.
But isn't that like nothing to an alcoholic? I mean, can't you put a great 3 double vodkas without feeling it?
I like to have a good time, what can I say?
Right, but I'm saying, couldn't you have had another 3 and decided you were sober enough to drive home? Because you drink so much?
Sure.
Okay, right. That was nothing. That was a little appetizer drink you had there.
Coming up on Judge Karen's Court, the verdict is revealed. During the commercial break, the courtroom gallery voted for whom they thought would win this dispute. And now, here's how they called the case.
I'm going to say to you before I rule, for 8 years I handled DUI cases, and I've seen a lot of DUIs. And when somebody is as young as you, these regular DUI programs may not help somebody like you. And I bet you if it was just you and I talking, you would admit to me that alcoholism probably runs in your family. You are not the first person in your family to have an alcohol problem. But the best help for you would be a residential treatment program. There are residential treatment programs. You can go in for 3 months to a residential treatment program and really learn how to kick this habit. Otherwise, I mean, you are like a dangerous person to be behind the wheel. And you're always gonna think that you have what it takes to get home from the bar. What are you gonna do about it? You already lost your best friend. You know what? You don't find many friends in life like this friend right here, okay? Some states do recognize voluntary intoxication as a defense. However, the state of Washington, where you two are from, does not recognize voluntary intoxication. And I'm calling it voluntary intoxication because nobody poured liquor down your throat. You voluntarily got drunk. But the fact that you voluntarily did it is not a defense. Therefore, I find for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,172.26. Okay? Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll have more from Judge Karen's Court coming up next.
I think Judge Karen was right, and the verdict just shows that good people are still in the world and that we're not all going to get walked on.
Yes, I've learned my lesson, but I don't think Amanda deserves that money.
I don't think there's any friendship to salvage with him.
Yes, I'm going to keep partying, and I don't think Judge Karen was right in her ruling. Women like this come a dime a dozen. She's money hungry. She's rude. I don't need her in my life, so I'm cool without her.
It's just done, and he just showed his true colors.
Why don't I believe you?